Welcome back. Welcome back to the Will Is podcast once again. Yeah, we back tonight for sure. Check me out. Welcome to this show. Yeah, we got a new one for you guys. A new one. Yes, it's called The WIP Hypocrites Show. Do as I say, not as I do culture. Yeah, we going to talk about this shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's coming. For sure. You know, I promise and I aims to please when you're on the Will Is podcast. You dig? How was your week? How you guys doing? How was your Memorial Day? Hope it was swell. Well, for me, all praises to God's university ancestors. We carried a loss last week to the dear senior Clifford Smith. All praise to the universe, to that American Indian, that beautiful human being. He was a father, he was a husband, a brother, a son, an uncle, a cousin, a loved one, a confidant. I salute my family member, my uncle, my great uncle, Clifford Smith. All praise to the university ancestors for Clifford Smith. We're going to take a moment of silence for my dear great uncle, Clifford Smith. Rest in power. Anyway, we got a show for you. We got a show for you tonight, as you can see in the title. It's really just a hypocrite show. So this we're gonna build on this one with the WIP moments, of course. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I'm human, for sure. Also, I wanted to share I'm gonna share later with you guys, this book right here. The Other Ancient Civilizations. Decoding Archaeology's Less Celebrated Cultures. Raven Todd De Silva. Journey through 15,000 years of history and uncovering stories of the past. We're going to get into that later. I just want to give y'all the preview of that one. I'm excited about this. I got to read this. I got to read more so I can give a good epic review and show you why maybe take that purchase. But moving right along, I hope that you are grateful that you have subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm on those other platforms as well. I have fun. I discuss a lot. I discuss sports. I discuss current events. And I also, if you understand the intricacies of my topics, I discuss all of such and make examples out of my personal life, stories. I have examples. I have a bunch of experience. I have lived life. I got some years under my belt, so I try to do my best to, open up my internal book for you at times if it's necessary. If I know I need to, go out in my bag to convey a message that I want to really convey to you, and I want to make it personal, I probably got that experience. So let's get into the show because I'm not a hypocrite. You dig? Hypocrites are liars, by the way. But anyway, like I said, we're going to cover this. We're going to cover all of this with some music and some whip moments. You know what I'm saying? Music and whip moments. I like to bring to that. How about that? So let's get started with some music. Yeah, music and whip moments. How y'all like that? How y'all like the way that sound? Let's listen to something that we want to hear tonight, though. Of course, we gotta get into our groove. You dig me? You understand what I'm talking about? You dig? Get into these whip moments. I like that off the top. I'm fucking with that. Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. Anyway, the Whip Hypocrite Show. Do as I say, not as I do, culture. Dig this. First WIP moment. I hate what I love. Let me explain. This is a good one here. We're coming hot and heavy tonight. Again, the first WIP moment is I hate what I love. Let's talk about the characteristics that go with hating and loving something at the same time. That's called envy, jealousy. You love them so much, you want to befriend them. You want to make them close to you so that you can get information from them, become them, deceive them, touch their heart, play on their heartstrings. You want to be the beholder of the mask so you can have the power that you just so want to seek from this said being. You don't understand what you're doing because you may seem impressed with that information because that person felt so connected. They help you discover, learn, see. Yeah. But you hate what you love. Some people want to be. They want to be the one. All you got to do is know what you see in them too. Hypocrisy. Being a hypocrite takes you out of a status that you thought you had, but you may never own. Because you're a hypocrite. You hate what you love. See, focusing on something that you love so much and beginning to hate it because of what the elements that you love about it that you start to hate, you are not focusing on the right things. You should be focusing on yourself, internalizing the lessons that you have learned instead of wanting to construct ways to kill the messenger. Think about your actions. You should. We're going to leave that alone and move on to the next WIP moment. Yeah, we are. For sure. We're going to move right along. I don't know myself at all. That's the next WIP moment. I just said it. When you don't know yourself at all. Hypocrites are not in the business of self-discovery. They're in the business of discovering how they can be what they want to be. And not understanding that in order for you to be what you're supposed to be, is you always have to go to the root. That's why you don't know yourself at all. You refuse to get to the root. Some people ask me, Danny D, you got all them books. Why don't you share so much? Well, I am. I told you, before we get to all of this, we have to get to know each other. We have to do that. We have to do that. We have to get to know each other, for sure. You understand? So, men and women, understand me well. When you don't know yourself, You're vulnerable. Extremely vulnerable. You're vulnerable in any interaction, in any relationship, in any exchange. You're vulnerable because you're going to do one thing. You're going to either succumb to truth or learn to fight and go against the truth. So learn how to know you. So when you are in a position to receive the truth, you're prepared. Okay, we're going to move to the next WIP moment. You dig? Next WIP moment. What do you tell yourself in private? Is it good or bad? See, most people, you love to rehearse and lie and tell things that are suitable, depending on who you want to tell that to. See, the beauty of authenticity is you never have to portray yourself as something so that you would have to clean up a misinterpretation of that said something. I want you to do an exercise with me and tell yourself the truth in private. Okay? The whole truth. So that you can rehearse telling yourself the truth. You'll know how to change your intricate things that you need to change in order to make you just that much more better. It's just that simple. You have to acknowledge to get better. You have to see your position as it stands right where you are today. You can't fabricate that because that doesn't resolve nothing. None of your equations. If you don't deal with yourself for who you are today, then you don't have the reason or the capacity to have the cognitive dissonance, because you have to say, well, who am I right now today? What is my current condition and situation? That's what you tell yourself in private. That's why you should understand when you are trolling accomplished people, you will sink yourself further into damnation of being the butt of the joke because you have nothing to, you ain't did shit. You ain't got nothing to lean on. You want to hate on somebody, but you don't have their experiences. So that's why getting to know is better than hating. Because the only person you're hating when you're hating on someone else, you guessed it, is you. Yeah, that's why we laugh. Keep the hate coming. If there is hate to muster, I don't give you much to hate on. I give you something to feed on. There's a difference. Always give people something to feed on, even if you don't like them. Check it out. Our next WIP moment. So I really matter. Well, it depends on how you see what we say, what matters, or what matter is. If you are a physical being having a spiritual experience, spiritually, same being, two beings in one, you'll muster up the equation to do two things. You'll be like, hey, wait, I want to do one thing. Let me think about this. Let me think about this. I really matter. You breathing. When you know you matter, you know how to discover. You know how to say, well, let me take the best, greatest path in the world. Not discovering what's outside of me. Well, let's go a little deeper and go inside of myself to see what is there. You gotta know. You wanna know. You have to figure that out. That's when you can muster up what we call what matters is your will. You dig? Next WIP moment. You can figure the rest out. You should. If you need my help, hit me in the chat. We can work on it. I'll holler at you. We're going further. We're getting better at this thing. We want to, this is an experience. I told you guys. This is the The Will Is podcast is an experience, full-fledged. We just getting started. You know that? We got so much more to do, so much more to accomplish, so much more I want to give you, so much more I want to show you. Yeah, you did. I want to show you some things. Okay, all right, next WIP moment. Why do you lie to yourself? Well, perhaps it's this. Perhaps you listen to what other people say. You take hold to it. That's either you like it or not. Either way, you allow it to get so close to where it can live in your mind, rent free. And you think, well, how about you just do one thing for other people's perspectives? People are trash cans, most of them, especially when they're negative and don't have nothing positive to tell you. They are trash cans. So what they like to do is see what they have in their trash can, and I will take this piece, and this piece. I'll just put it in yours. You want that much attention, huh? You want to take my shit too? All right. That's what people want you to do. They want you to take their shit. I advise you not to. Ever. Don't do it. It's a never-ending spree because you might never know how to gain your footing to stop them from dumping their trash into your trash. I know it sounds preposterous, but it's probably happening to you right now. Not by listening to this show, but probably from someone telling you, my show ain't shit. I understand a lot of people do not like the truth. They don't have any humility except to even accept the fact that they are not in alignment with truth. They are outside of alignment with truth. So therefore, they want you to be outside of alignment with them so that their misery has perfect company. That's most people in their relationships as well. But anyway, we're not going to be negative. We're going to go to the next WIP moment. Why do you lie out of love? Or is there such a thing? I believe it is. Love is such a powerful emotion. It can make people do very silly things, very awful things, and it's only because they want attention. They want your specific attention, the way they want it. But at the end of the day, have they ever really recognized the attention that they was getting from you in the first place? See, most people like to see people the way they want to see them and view them, and will tell them, if you're out of alignment with the way I see you or how I want to see you, or if you can't pretend to be what I want you to be, then you're out of alignment. You're not playing my game. There you have it. It was a game. And so what if you don't want to play that game no more? You have your rights to evolve. You have your rights to develop. You have your rights to become the being that you want to be. But as long as you know who you are from the root, who can stop you? Just giving you game. Yeah, I know so myself. Okay. Next WIP moment. I lie to achieve. Well, depends on your perspective. Are you doing your job? Or are you an outlier? Do you lie on people? Do you provoke situations that are messy? Or do you cause problems within your your co-workers? Are you helpful? Are you an enigma? Are you a catalyst? Are you a do you participate? Do you listen? Do you want to help others? Do you want to be a part of something? Are you a hypocrite? Do you say one thing and do another? Do you want to set someone up for success or failure? Do you formulate situations in your mind that you assume and don't know, but you apply action? Again, these are human characteristics, but humans have a fallacy. They try to manipulate situations in order to get their self-discovery, not knowing the full view of their actions and who they are affecting for self-gratification. So I guess lying to achieve is just a fallacy or reality, depending on your view. All right. Next whip, my next whip moment. All right. I think you need to really stop lying to yourself and to others. Also, stop lying on yourself and stop lying on others. I think you should start relying on yourself and start relying on others. Practicing humility is a good thing. Practicing a humble way about moving through life is also a good thing. If you think about it. Your next whip moment. Lying has no real roots. Those of you, my whip alumni, I bet you guys know one thing about Danny D. This ain't the first time I said lying has no roots. I tell you. Why do I say lies have no roots? Well, you look at it. Why does his story, has to be unfolded, rediscovered, remixed, re-understood, reinterpreted, re-examined, because that's what happens when you don't know the root of something. You just tell a lie. So 40 years later, we got to re-examine why we thought about this way, because we wasn't correct. You wasn't correct about anything. Well, the thing is, let's ask the new Pope to unlock the doors of the 6 to 7 to 8 miles of indigenous global artifacts that should be returned to the rightful owners, especially here in the old world. Again, we know now. We know now. We know. Let me do a couple of more book shares. What I mean about the West. We know. See, Columbus was last. We know. Oh, man. I hope y'all stay with me. I hope y'all love the show. I will be doing more lives. Let me get this back up. Okay, let me just set this here because I got some discovery and reading tonight. I am gonna put together some more strongly orchestrated book reviews to keep on solidifying and driving a few points home. Um, the reasoning behind the shows, the reasoning behind the prowess, the work ethic, is so that you can understand that we are a global community and we are connected on so many different levels. Everybody in the world shares DNA. So just because I'm solidifying myself, because you know who I am, I'm the Aboriginal American Indian right here. Right here on my own grounds and turf. So what I'm trying to explain to you, my wonderful people, is the fact that regardless of where we are a global community. But we have to make sure we have the proper mindset. We have to make sure we communicate with each other specifically, correctly, and not trying to, get over on each other by intellectually masturbating or telling lies and scamming, acting like you need an edge over someone because you don't feel like they deserve the right for you to respect them properly in their proper well-suited way of being respected. We have to learn how to be more adhesive, more acceptable in learning. But, let's tell the truth first, because you are dealing in a world of scammers, liars, perpetrators, thieves, and just wannabes. At least you know that's not me. But check it out. I'm going to keep it cool. That's the show for the night. Don't be a fucking hypocrite, man. But I'm going to tell you what I got coming up, though. I got, like I said, more book reviews. Me and Dr. A.E., we're going to kick off some more sessions. We're going to, stay steady on y'all ass with these Black Seminoles, all y'all ass with my Floridian brethren, because I'm from Florida, originally, Pensacola. So, I live in the Georgia area, Atlanta area. You dig? But check it out. I love you people globally. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I will keep giving you unadulterated good content, sharing and making sure that we're being educated together. Ain't above you, you ain't above me. Let's just keep on rocking this thing out. Let's keep on growing. Let's keep on building the brand. Expect a lot coming from me. Expect a lot. And it's always going to be upscale. Always going to be high fashion. And it's not going to be, I like people to be able to say they appreciate a product with a great price tag as well. But pure quality, pure, just you're going to be happy. You're going to be very happy with what I got coming. So stay tuned. Be well. And always, and keep tuning in to the Will Is Podcast. Check out those old shows. They ain't even old. I only been on 4 months. I don't have old shows. All my shit relevant. You're going to love it all. Keep checking me out. I got a little point. I got a lot to say. I got a lot to show you. I got a lot to share. Tune in. Keep tuning in to the Will Is Podcast. Keep on tuning in. You're going to keep doing so. You alumni, you wonderful people. But anyway, check it out. That's the show tonight. It's my favorite part, Say it with me. The will is yours. See y'all guys tomorrow in the week. Later in the week, we're coming back to Dr. A.E. Peace. Yeah, for sure.